The Crotchety Old Men podcast is not a registered investment, legal, or tax advisor or a broker-dealer. All investment financial opinions expressed by or on the Crotchety Old Men podcast are from the personal research and experience of the owner of the site and are intended as educational material. Although best efforts are made to ensure that all information is accurate and up to date, occasionally unintended errors and misprints may occur. Before you invest or make any investment-based decisions, consider your own personal circumstances. You should do your own research and seek advice from a financial professional.
Welcome to another edition of the Crotchety Old Men podcast. I'm George Crumley, your host, and today in the studio with me, I have Andre Osborne of Alex Lexington, Precious Metals. You know, here on the Crotchety Old Men podcast, we're always talking about wealth and building wealth. And with things going on today, we thought we'd talk about something a little bit different, other than just the stock market and buying real estate. So I've got Andre on today to talk about precious metals. Andre, how you doing today?
I'm feeling great. Markets are moving. Gold is over 2,000. Silver's over 25. People are buying. People are selling.
There you go.
It's been an active couple of weeks.
Good. So tell our audience a little bit about your organization, your company. I understand you're the operations manager over there.
Yeah, that's the title that they gave me. We're a family-run and operated operation. My father-in-law, who's got me in the business, and he started in the 70s in the diamond space. He got into gold in the 80s. And in retirement, he said he wanted to open a location here in Atlanta. He was based out of the Diamond District in New York. And here I am 14 years later. We're operating out of Chamblee, Georgia. And my wife does the jewelry side of our business. I do the precious metal side, and I deal with a lot of the customers and day-to-day operations.
So, you know, for our audience, most people, when you say precious metals, may not know exactly what you're talking about. Like I said, I opened it up talking about finance. So tell us the correlation between precious metals and building wealth.
Okay, so precious metals are a core group of metals. It's going to be gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium. Platinum and palladium are in its own little group. Gold and silver are really the main drivers of our category. Your banking system, your central banks, your governments, sovereign mints, they store their wealth and trade and take payment for debt in gold. And what I tell people is, if it's good enough for the gold, for the banking system, it's good enough for you. So.
Okay. So as an individual, how would I get involved with buying precious metals? I mean, what's the process? I'm used to, calling my broker on the phone or going to one of these sites and buying stocks. But if I wanted to buy precious metals, say gold, how would I do that?
So with us, we have a website, alexlexington.com. We do a lot of consultations. People generally come and sit down with us and say, I'm interested in investing in precious metals. I generally ask them if they have some inkling of what the precious metals are, then they might have an ounce amount that they are interested in or a dollar amount. What the process is pretty straightforward. I would suggest that let's say for every 100,000, you do about 10%. It depends on where you are in your financial journey. If you come up on large sums of cash frequently, you might be in real estate or something to that effect. People generally do about 20% because it's a great rainy day fund. To do business with us, you can go on our website. You can see the different products that we offer. We offer all the major players, whether it be American Eagles, Gold Eagles, Silver Eagles, Canadian Maple, whether it be private mints, Valcambi, Johnson Matthey, Asahi, all these different major players or products in our industry. You can go on the website, make a purchase, or you can come in and do a consult, and we walk you through the process, and you make a purchase at our location, and we can either ship it to you, or you can, we can figure out some other alternative methods for you to do some business with us.
Interesting. So, from a cost perspective, I know that gold, what is gold selling for these days? And it's by
Well,
the ounce, correct?
gold is by the ounce. Currently, gold has crossed the 2000 mark. Like I was saying earlier, gold is currently 2018. Um, the market's always moving. It is so gold is $2018. Silver is $25. Uh, it's quite volatile. The financial markets are very uncertain. Um, from a banking perspective, the dollar is having some issues. Our let's say other global powers are uniting against the United States dollar. So a lot of people are jumping on board to get metal, um, to shore up themselves. You know, think of it like as a golden rainy day fund.
Hmm. So, I mean, for our most of our listening audience, I mean,
Hmm.
probably like me, before our initial conversation, when you think, you try to wrap your head around gold because you think about this big heavy object. Where am I going to put it? Uh, you
Oh
know,
man,
so give us a real
I'm gonna give
perspective
you.
on what we're talking about here. How we house it. What are our options? How do we keep this? Kind of break
I
it down for my
actually have
audience.
some products literally physically in front of me, and I'm gonna use this silver. So I'll give you an example. This is a tube of silver eagles. It says Treasury United States Mint on the top. It's it's a very popular product. They have some higher premiums than the other products, but supply and demand is kind of what makes the market. This is what an ounce of silver can look like. Um, Pretty sleek, very small, fits in your pocket. But they come 20 in a tube. They come 500 pieces in a box. I actually have a box on my table of another product by the South African Mint. Um, it's it's a physical product. It's very real. When you touch it, it's like nothing you've ever felt. It's like when you see some jewelry and you touch and feel a gold chain. Gold feels different. There's a connection that the human body has with it, which is what makes it different than any other investment that's out there. Um, it's the oldest form of wealth storage. We don't think about it, but from biblical times, it's how people transferred money, kept wealth. I don't, it's literally people go to war for it, and banks build vaults around it, so it still carries value. I don't have any of the gold coins right now because I'm sold out in store. We
That's a nice
always have
problem to have.
but this is also says Treasury United States Mint. This is what 20 come in a tube from the US Treasury. So they come 500 in a box. I haven't quite sold my first box yet, but this is what they look like. This is what the tube looks like. And you can store a lot of money in a very small space, as opposed to silver and takes up a lot of space to store the same amount of, value, as we like to say. I tell people you can go and check out some of our content on our website to see more of a visual. The reason why I can't give you a definitive price is because the price is always moving. When I got in the industry, gold was $1,000 an ounce and silver was $12 an ounce. Gold is literally at, like I said, 2018. Silver's at 25. I've seen silver at $40 an ounce. And when gold ran up to 2000, it was a couple years ago. But silver has a lot of upside potential. So they say silver is going to be the next one to run and do what it's going to do, which is another reason why demand is so high. Does
Wow.
that does that give you
Oh
some
man, this
clarity?
is oh yeah, great information.
Okay, I
Great
just like to make
information.
sure I'm.
So yeah, so in summing up today, George Crumley, Crotchety Old Men podcast, our guest Andre Osborne. Andre, just for our audience, when they want to get in touch with you, can you give them your contact information? Because I'm sure after all of this great information, your phone's probably gonna be ringing off the hook.
Okay, so to be quick, alexlexington.com is our e-commerce website. You can go on there, fill out a form, and we can cater to you very specifically based on what your needs are. Everyone's budget is different. We don't try and put you on products that you don't want. We don't try and overcharge anybody. Our pricing is very competitive. So alexlexington.com, 404-815-8893 is our phone number. And our customers are generally customers for life. We've had customers as young as 10. I had a gentleman come in. We've been doing business for about 10 years now. He's 80. So we do it.
Look, thanks again for coming on the show. This is George Crumley again with the Crotchety Old Men podcast. You can hear the full length of this episode on the Crotchety Old Men podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And as we always say in parting, if you didn't know, now you know. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
Thank you.
This is Dr. Paul Clemens with the Crotchety Old Men podcast. If you're interested in financial tools to build wealth, and you're interested in ways to maximize your health through holistic alternatives, then you are just the audience that we're looking for. Tune in each week, every Thursday, to the Crotchety Old Men podcast, where George Crumley, Gary Smith, and I offer you in-depth discussions on health and wealth. Subscribe to the Crotchety Old Men podcast on Google, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your favorite podcast.